Now on CoastTV News.
Big plans for a big corporate center in Milford when construction is set to begin. Electric outrage. Maryland and Delaware lawmakers looking for solutions and clarity over high energy bills. And RFK Jr. approved a new head of Health and Human Services and how the confirmation vote played out.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Right here in Milford, a massive development set to break ground soon. Good evening, I'm Christina DiRobertis. Welcome to Coast TV News at 11. We begin tonight telling you about plans for a corporate center in Milford. These plans have been on the works for quite a while now, but things are really about to get going on the project. Coast TV News reporter Brendan Conroy is live in Milford tonight. Brendan, the Milford Corporate Center will be an industrial park for businesses that usually require some more space than what's currently in the city.
Christina, there is a lot of land behind me, as you can see, and yes, those businesses will eventually make their way here, and what you'd see is right now grass. Pretty soon that's going to be businesses, companies. It's going to look a little different than it will now, and when I got to speak with people in Milford, they told me that jobs were the one thing on their mind, and the opinions and reactions I got were mixed about what those jobs could do for people in the city. A big chunk of open land in Milford is going to look a little different pretty soon. What you can see on your screen now is a plot of land in Milford known as the Fry Farm. The Milford City Council has just recently approved plans for a new industrial park called the Milford Corporate Center to be built right there. It's off of Route 14 and 15 and the Milford-Harrington Highway. The city is also working with DelDOT to improve road features at that location. Jacob Madison Milford told Coast TV he supports both this new complex and the improvements to the highway.
As long as it's bringing more jobs in, there's really no negatives there. In the roads, it's a lot of accidents, drunk kids and stuff, people speeding. It can't hurt.
Included in this corporate center will be warehouses, more buildings for office space, and even a new water tower that will help with sewage in the city. If you're thinking there's a lot of land behind me right here, then you'd be right. But there are 27 parcels that are coming to this spot, which means 27 businesses or companies can find their place at home right over here. Tyrone Higgins of Milford agrees this new park can create more job opportunities, but told Coast TV that obtaining one of these jobs depends on the job seeker's effort.
Yeah, it would benefit more for the homeless if they would go out and look for a job and try to maintain to keep a job.
The groundbreaking event for this new corporate center is set for March 4th. Even though the groundbreaking is March 4th, you can wait until probably October time before you see any shovels or any construction really start to begin. Live in Milford, Brendan Conroy, Coast TV News.
Brendan, thank you for that. Well, the Maryland Freedom Caucus has a new campaign. It's called Lower Energy Bills Now. It's targeting soaring Delmarva Power electric bills. And the caucus believes green energy mandates are partly the reason for these rate hikes. U.S. Congressman for Maryland Andy Harris says he hopes that Governor Wes Moore takes immediate action to lower rising costs. Meanwhile, in Delaware, there's going to be a Senate committee meeting tomorrow about these rising Delmarva power costs, and there will be public comment allowed at that meeting. The city of Milford, though, is trying to get ahead of this energy rate debate. Officials there put out information on the city website today to explain why people's bills might be a bit higher. Officials say on average, people are using 12% more electric compared to last January, and that's because it's been 9 degrees colder on average this January compared to last. Milford also has an Efficiency Smart program, which provides rebates and electric usage monitors to help you try and control those costs. Now we're going to take a live look outside into Lewis, and our first alert chief meteorologist Paul Williams is going to join us. Paul, has it really been that much colder this year compared to last?
There really has been, and then we're actually getting more than our fair share of snow. And let me go ahead and let the cat out of the bag. We're expecting more snow next Thursday, okay? So there you have it. Take a look at what's happening, courtesy of what's happening with our Spicer Brothers camera at this present time. We are continuing to enjoy it staying very clear for us throughout a good portion of the area at this present time. And it's looking more and more like we're going to see There we go. Temperature 38 degrees for us right now. And to take a look at the temperatures and the forecast, we anticipate it staying mainly clear for the most part. Temperatures going to start dropping down into the 30s under mostly clear skies. For this evening, as far as driving is concerned, the bottom line here is this. Due to a little bit of snow melt, we got to be mindful of maybe a little bit of patchy ice developing in some areas, but most of it should be out of the way. But temperatures are going to be falling, Christina, and will continue to do so for tomorrow.
All right, thanks for the forecast, Paul. Well, the city of Rehoboth Beach has been discussing the Grove Park Canal dock. Many times this year they've discussed it. The city says there's structural damage and that the dock just doesn't get used that much. It has a shifting foundation and some concerning cracks. And those are just two of the problems that the city has asked Beacon Engineering and Stable Ground In Situ to look into after a meeting last month. People CoastTV spoke with have mixed opinions about whether the dock should be fixed or not.
I think maybe the reason that it's not getting the use that they hope it would get is because it needs some repair, and maybe that's deterring people from going there and actually utilizing the space.
I don't think we need it. We shouldn't mess with the riverbank. So I trust what the experts are saying.
Before Rehoboth Beach makes a decision on the dock, they'll need to know what exactly it would cost to fix it or even just take it down. The next step is getting those estimates and then making a decision. The city of Lewis is looking at their budget for next year. Right now, it's going to be totaling more than $16 million. One area getting a big chunk of that funding is the Lewis Police Department. At a council meeting earlier today, the city of Lewis went over their budget for next year, and they want to increase police spending by almost $700,000. Right now, the starting salary for a police officer is $75,000. That's a little more than neighboring communities like Milford's $62,000 and Rehoboth Beach is at $63,000. But some people in the city think the budget increase is a good thing.
I think the police department needs as much funds as they can to be able to support their ability to be able to keep the city, to keep everybody safe, their community safe.
Now, the police chief in Lewis says today was just the first of many meetings looking at these funding increases, so no decisions were made today. Starting tomorrow, the SS United States, a ship with a storied history, is set to begin its journey to Mobile, Alabama. And some viewers might remember this journey has been postponed twice already. Now the move is set to take place in phases starting tomorrow at high tide. You might be able to catch a glimpse when the ship moves down the Delaware River. That's going to happen on Monday. The voyage in all is going to take about 2 weeks. Now, once it arrives to Alabama, it's going to be prepared to become the world's largest artificial reef. And here's an example of what that process looks like. They actually have to sink the ship to do that, and the exact location for the reef still being decided, but it will be somewhere off the coast of Florida. The U.S. Senate approved Robert F. Kennedy Jr. today to serve as Secretary of Health and Human Services. The president was able to wrangle enough GOP support to get the confirmation across the finish line, even with one notable Republican holding out. Our Washington correspondent Julia Benbrook has the latest from the White House.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr. was sworn in here at the White House this afternoon, and he's now the lead of the Department of Health and Human Services. Throughout his confirmation process, Kennedy faced intense scrutiny for his controversial views on vaccines and public health policy. Despite reservations from some lawmakers on both sides of the aisle, the Senate voted to confirm Kennedy largely along party lines, with just one GOP member, former Republican Senate leader Mitch McConnell, voting against his confirmation, underscoring the degree to which the Trump White House has been able to keep the party in line throughout the confirmation process.
I think we're greatly disappointed in any Republican who chooses willfully to vote against the president's exceptionally qualified cabinet nominees and picks to lead his America First administration.
McConnell, who is a survivor of childhood polio, explained his vote in a statement, writing, quote, "In my lifetime, I've watched vaccines save millions of lives from devastating diseases across America and around the world. I will not condone the relitigation of proven cures, and neither will millions of Americans who credit their survival and quality of life to scientific miracles." McConnell has now voted against more of Trump's cabinet nominees than any other Republican. He also opposed Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, as well as National Intelligence Director Tulsi Gabbard. This represents a remarkable shift for the senator in his 7th term, the one-time establishment leader, now a possible swing vote. Reporting at the White House, I'm Julia Benbrook.
And we are just getting started this evening. Still a lot more news to tell you about. Coming up after the break, with its ice rink closing in the spring, the Delaware State Fair wants to help out with plans for a new ice rink in Dover. But first, missed opportunities for intervention is part of what landed one man in jail. We'll show you how he's now teaching others from his experience. That's up next.
Taking a look outside, listen, it's calm right now, but it's getting cooler and it's going to be downright cold for Valentine's Day. Your full forecast in just 60 seconds.
Your best deal on a new Chevrolet starts right here at First State Chevrolet in Georgetown.
Save up to $5,500 on this 2025 Chevrolet Silverado.
Save over $15,000 on this 2024 low cab Forward.
Sales, service, parts, body shop, and towing, all in one convenient location just 1 mile north of the DMV in Georgetown.
Stop in or find us on the web at firststatechevy.com.
We are First State Chevy in Georgetown, where we put you, the customer, first. Together, let's drive.
When facing divorce or custody battles, it can feel overwhelming, but really, it's a new beginning. I'm Rebecca Anderson, family law attorney at Tunnel & Razor. With over a decade of litigation experience, I will handle your case with care, compassion, and strength. I fight for what matters most: fair custody arrangements and equitable divorce agreements. When it's time to protect your family's future, you need a lawyer who means what they say. I'm Rebecca Anderson with the team at Tunnel & Razor. Let's focus on your future together.
One poor decision can change a life. And in the case of one man, it did. He is using his experience, though, to help others. And in this week's Coastal Connections, Zakia Jennings introduces us to him and the program he began behind the walls of Sussex Correctional Institution.
When you look at a prison, you might think of punishment and a lack of freedom. But behind the prison walls of Sussex Correctional Institution came something great. Behind these prison walls came a story of triumph. Behind these prison walls came Missed Ops. Missed Ops is a local nonprofit whose focus is to provide statewide re-entry coordination, re-entry coaching, peer coaching, and mentoring to those who are incarcerated and to those who are just coming out of prison. Khalil Abdar Rashid, the founder of Missed Ops, says his purpose in life all started at Sussex Correctional Institution in Georgetown.
I went to prison when I was 17 for first-degree murder. I was sentenced to natural life plus 5 years in prison. I served 25 years and 27 days incarcerated. During my incarceration, that's where my growth began.
In 2008, Abdar Rashid was preparing to go before the Board of Pardons. His counselor asked him to write down his life story. As he wrote down his story, he realized all of the missed opportunities for intervention. He then turned his story into a book called Black Boy Lost, and now has a program by the same name where he goes into schools and shares his stories with students and teachers.
I was talking to my wife, and we were talking about my book, and we just kept talking about all of these opportunities that people had to intervene in my life to keep it from going where it was going.
Natasha Hughes worked at multiple Delaware Department of Corrections facilities, starting out in medical and ultimately overseeing the mental health unit.
As I always say, the fight's not out here, the fight's in here, right? And so I'm here to continue watering and cultivating the seeds that I planted behind the fence.
Hughes now serves on the board for Missed Ops. Abdar Rashid goes back to the same facility to host victim impact classes. It's a class that allows the inmates to understand the impact of their crimes on other people. They even get to hear from someone directly impacted by a crime. Overall, Khalil isn't just passionate about helping people re-enter society, but he's passionate about keeping them there. Simply put, Missed Ops is Abdar Rashid's way of using his missed opportunities to give opportunities to others. For Coastal Connections, I'm Zakia Jennings.
This morning's weather forecast courtesy of Baths by Spicer Brothers, a Delmarva tradition for over 20 years.
Shower your home with love with a new bath from Baths by Spicer Brothers. Our factory-trained experts can transform your space into one you'll love in as little as 1 day.
And with our price match guarantee and our done right guarantee, you can have peace of mind knowing your new bath or shower will last a lifetime. Right now, get 50% off installation, plus take advantage of no interest and no payments until 2026.
Call to schedule your free in-home consultation. Baths by Spicer Brothers, because you deserve the best.
Toyota has been manufacturing in America for over 50 years. Now with 10 manufacturing and assembly plants, pushing Toyota's investment in the U.S. to $48 billion. And relying on companies right here to supply $29 billion a year in parts, components, goods, and services. Which means over 100,000 good American jobs. So if buying American is important to you, see your Toyota dealer. Let's go places.
Tomorrow at 4 on Coast Life, discover vibrant new art shows in Ocean City showcasing local talent. Plus, the latest in AI technology and practical tips to use it in your everyday life. Coast Life, tomorrow at 4 on Coast TV.
There's only one place to go for your next vehicle. I.G. Burton Toyota of Dover. Trusted since 1908 for our expert team, massive selection, and our great prices. Lease a new 2025 Toyota Corolla LE for $209 a month. Or lease a new 2024 Toyota Tacoma for $229 a month. Visit us today. And remember, everybody loves an I.G. Burton deal.
Get the Coast TV News app, the latest and most up-to-date stories for your coastal community. Download the Coast TV News app on your Apple or Android devices.
Well, I sure hope that all your plans come to fruition properly so you can enjoy Valentine's Day with your Valentine. But be sure that whatever you guys do, if it's outside, be sure to take out the fur coats and all that, because you're going to need to cuddle up. It's going to be a chilly one. But then again, the warmth of your love will make things perfect, right? Absolutely. Irish Eyes camera in Lewis, 39 degrees. Now, the winds are picking up momentum. That's going to add to that chill factor in the air. We'll drop down to 33. We will feel cooler than that. In fact, we're going to feel like 20 degrees. Possibly 19 in some cases. You see, here's where we are right now. We're at 39 in Bethany Beach and Rehoboth Beach, 38 degrees currently for us in Del Mar, Salisbury, Georgetown, Seaford, Redden, as well as Milton. But look at these winds now pushing out of the northwest, picking up momentum. Notice 31 mile per hour wind gusts in Indian River Inlet, 25 for us in Seaford as well as Redden, and 31 to 29 in Ocean City as well as Salisbury. So we have the gale wind warning that's in effect for us right now. We're looking at small craft advisory continue to stay in effect for us with 25 mile per hour wind gusts continuing to be the case for us around our neck of the woods. Now to our west, we have more in the way of just that pocket of cold air that's going to sweep down over portions of southern Canada and overtake the Ohio Valley region. Now, we're looking at brisk and cold conditions for us for Valentine's Day, so keep your sweetheart warm. We're looking for unsettled, mild conditions for us on the weekend. Now, we're going to warm to like 50 and 60 degrees over the weekend. It's going to feel better, but it's going to be rainy. And then we have another blast of Arctic air that's going to zap us back to reality. Overnight lows will be below freezing. This is not counting the winds, because the winds are going to add more muster to what we're dealing with. You see, as we go into Friday and all that, we have the wind chill factor into the 20s. Now, as far as Valentine's Day is concerned, listen, we're looking for it to stay sunny with temperature of 40 degrees for Valentine's Day. So it's going to be a beautiful looking day, but it's not going to feel so good. We're looking for Saturday and Sunday. Temperatures, or rather our chances of rain will be in the 90s. We're looking for widespread scattered showers kicking in for us going into Saturday. And then as we go into Sunday, we'll see it break off a little bit for us. But we have that rain that's going to be hit and miss and continuously throughout the whole situation for us. And then the amount of rain we're looking for, the latest model run is indicating 2.5 inches of rain in Bethany Beach, 2 1/4 Ocean City. And by the time we get to Monday, we're looking at about 2 inches. So we're looking at a significant amount of rain that's going to push through. Finally, Arctic air makes a big time return next week. Below average temperatures, highs in the 20s and 30s. Highs in the 20s and 30s. Cold air will grip us tremendously and not back off. Now, here's a look at what we're talking about for Thursday. Look at all of this snow for Thursday. And it sticks around until we get to Friday, where this finally begins to clear out of the way. So with that being the case tonight, we're looking at 28 degrees. Increasing cloud cover and breezy conditions. Then for tomorrow, we're expecting 40 degrees and staying pretty clear. And then even as we go into Saturday, we're looking for it to stay about 44 degrees. Finally, here's a look at the 7-day forecast. Sunday, we're looking at scattered showers, and we'll have a yellow day by then.
Thanks, Paul. Well, today, guilty pleas for 2 former police officers in Bethany Beach. Bethany Beach's former police chief, Michael Redman, and Captain Darren Cathell are accused of lying on overtime claims, tens of thousands of dollars worth. Sentencing is set for August 12th, and both face a maximum of 20 years in prison. There's an upcoming road closure in Milton that you should know about from Monday the 24th to Monday, March 3rd. Front Street between Federal Street and Cave Neck Road will be off limits. DelDOT is planning to repair a wastewater main line there in Milton. Now to Wicomico County, the only county in Maryland without a state park, but not for long. The Maryland Board of Public Works approved the acquisition of the nearly 446 acres of land along the Watipquin Creek.
A lot of birders go to that general area already, and so if we have a park there, I know the bird watchers will enjoy it, and I think people that just want to get out in nature, because there's a lot of undeveloped land in that part of the county.
It'll be wonderful, and with trails, things like that, that'll be very nice.
There will have to be some studies about what amenities can go at the park before we have an idea when it could open there in Wicomico County. Well, weeks after the decision to close the center ice rink in Harrington, efforts are ramping up to find both temporary and permanent solutions. Momentum currently building for the proposed Dover Civic Arena in Schutte Park. Plus, there are discussions about a temporary facility in the same park until the full brick and mortar building is done. And although the Delaware State Fairgrounds decision to shut down the rink in Harrington is final, Danny Aguilar, the manager of the state fair, says they still want to do what they can to help the skaters and help local teams.
We've made our staff accessible to them to help with any planning and decision making. So once again, anything we can do here at the fair to assist with the transition, we certainly want to help out.
Now, the State Fair Board says it's willing to provide Zambonis, dashboards, rental skates, and other stuff to support future plans as they take shape. Coming up in sports, Sussex Central girls basketball on upset alert against Del Mar. Could the Golden Knights hold on late against the Wildcats? And coming up, the price of romance. It's even higher this year. What's driving up the cost of classic Valentine's gifts?
And here's what we are expecting. They are expecting brisk cold conditions for Valentine's Day. Keep your sweetie warm, unsettled mild weather over the weekend, and a blast of Arctic air for next week.
Download the free CoastTV First Alert Weather app today.
Stop! Don't buy that boat till you visit Rudy Marine's Open House Sales Event, February 12th through the 22nd. Huge inventory and lower pricing than all regional boat shows. Plus, free service contract with every boat purchase. Rudy Marine's Open House Sales Event. Don't miss it.
Winter is here and it's time to stay cozy. But is your heating system ready to play its part? Don't roll the dice on comfort or safety. Call FH Fur for our $69 heating maintenance and safety inspection. We'll fine-tune your system so it's ready to tackle winter's chill. No sweat or shivers. With nearly 40 years of trusted service, FH Fur Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical are the pros who've seen and fixed it all.
877-CALL-FUR. FHFur.com.
At Delaware Electric Cooperative, keeping the lights on is a team effort, and our team broke a reliability record in 2024. Members experienced a nearly 20% drop in outages, and our crews have never restored power faster. Our success is a result of dedicated engineers, careful planning, tree trimming, and the use of advanced technology that can self-heal power lines and equipment. And not only has Co-op power never been more reliable, it's also the most affordable in the state of Delaware.
Severe weather can take a toll on your roof. Don't wait until it's too late. Reinvest your tax refund into your most valuable asset, your home, with a new roof from Spicer Brothers. Experience unmatched protection and durability with top quality materials and expert craftsmanship you can trust.
Have total confidence in your investment with our price match guarantee and our done right guarantee. For a limited time, get 50% off installation plus financing options as low as $99 a month.
Spicer Brothers, because you deserve the best.
A wet crawl space is a lurking hazard, inviting mold, rot, and structural worries. The answer is Brazier's Crawl Space Encapsulation. Our specialist tailors the solution to your exact crawl space. Our expert team cleans and upgrades your crawl space into a pristine, protected environment, and we only use April Air dehumidifiers, reliable and robust, complete with a 5-year warranty. Take the first step to a drier, safer home. Call Brazier's or visit our website. Your peace of mind is just one call away.
Stop! Don't buy that boat till you visit Rudy Marine's Open House Sales Event, February 12th through the 22nd. Huge inventory and lower pricing than all regional boat shows. Plus, free service contract with every boat purchase. Rudy Marine's Open House Sales Event. Don't miss it.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Someone is suing Disney Parks and Resorts over its accommodations for disabled people. Last year, changes were made to the Disability Access Service at Disneyland and Walt Disney World. According to the lawsuit, some disabled people are now not eligible for the pass. Disney's passes allow parkgoers with developmental disabilities to wait for rides virtually or in another spot rather than standing in the typical line. And the plaintiff claims she applied for the pass based on her physical disability but was rejected because of the new restrictions. Disney officials issued a statement saying the class action lawsuit is, quote, without merit. Americans are finding it more difficult to pay off their debt. And in some cases, they haven't been this overextended since the aftermath of the Great Recession. The Federal Reserve Bank of New York released its latest look at credit conditions for American households, and according to the quarterly report, all major loan categories, including mortgages, auto loans, credit cards, home equity lines of credit, and student loans, all saw increases. The report also showed Americans appear to be having more difficulty with dealing with this debt. Well, another Valentine's Day, another dollar. But just how many of them will it cost you this year? Just about everything seems to be more expensive, and Brian Abel reports on what may be a bit more pricey for your last-minute Valentine's Day gifts.
If finding the right person to share Valentine's Day with wasn't tough enough.
Dating always comes with its challenges, but there's no question that in the last few years, it's just gotten more and more expensive financially.
This year, according to LendingTree, Americans in relationships plan on spending an average of nearly $200 on the big day, though it may not go as far.
There's no question that inflation's going to make Valentine's Day more expensive this year.
And two of the most traditional gifts for a Valentine are not immune.
We looked at chocolates, which are about 8% more expensive than they were last year.
That's the average. While price increases varied, some sweet treats jumped by 35%. So Schultz says it's important to shop around and maybe find this as a silver lining.
The price of producing chocolate has gone up more than the price that consumers have been paying for chocolate. So there's a little bit of a good news thing there for consumers that it's not necessarily as bad as it could have been.
And if you want to gift a little glitz this year, get ready to pay more.
Jewelry is about 4 or 5% more expensive.
A reminder, while inflation may make gift giving more expensive, love, as the saying goes, doesn't cost a thing. In Washington, Brian Abel reporting.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
The high school basketball season is winding down, and most teams are accurately represented by their record at this point. But they play the games for a reason, and we saw that tonight in Sussex County. 10-win Del Mar made the trip to face Sussex Central, and the 3-win Golden Knights put up a fight. Ava Brock drilled this three to tie things up at 8, and later in the second, Anaya Taylor says, "I am not shy to let it fly from long range," burying a triple to give Sussex Central a 16-12 lead. Then, with just 9 seconds left in the half, Sussex Central gets down the floor in a hurry, and Lanaya Wright floats it in. Golden Knights score 19 points in the second quarter after only 2 points in the first frame. Del Mar did respond in the third quarter. Tyler Brown turns defense into offense with the steal and score, cutting the Sussex Central lead down to 5. Later in the frame, it's Brown again, this time on the outside. Nothing but nylon on the 3. She ties the game up at 21. But Sussex Central would respond with more outside shooting. Wright rips the cords on a 3 and helps the Golden Knights pull away. Sussex Central grabs its 4th win of the year, 47-41. The Golden Knights have a chance to win their 3rd straight game on Tuesday against Newark. That'll do it for sports. Have a great night, everyone.
Here's a live look outside now into Milford. We can still see some snow on the ground there. After the break, Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams will have one more look at the forecast.
Coast TV News can be heard on Coast Country.
What if your morning was just easier? At Wawa?
Good morning.
It is. With everything you need to get your day moving. Hi. Mornings made easy. Gotta have a Wawa.
At the Delmarva Design Center, appliances, cabinetry, countertops, tile, and flooring come together in one showroom. We have specialists in each division, like myself in tile, to ensure that you have the best product to fit your needs, and that your selection fits seamlessly with every element of your remodel.
I was able to look at everything that I was looking for my new kitchen, including the backsplash and the countertop and the sinks all in one place.
Delmarva Design Center. Great design starts with great inspiration. Selbyville, Delaware.
When Pfeiffer's needed a custom solution for their serving windows, they turned to Clark & Sons. When the American Legion in Lewis faced a similar challenge, they also called Clark & Sons. From the smallest custom garage door you've ever seen to the bold, bright red doors of the new Ocean City Fire Department, Clark & Sons has the garage door for every need. For over 60 years, we've been the trusted choice across Delmarva, known for delivering top-notch craftsmanship and unmatched service. Call today for your free estimate. Clark & Sons, where quality meets trust. This February, fall in love with safety and reliability because at Gateway Subaru, we believe love means keeping you safe. From rain and snow to sunny skies, Subaru's legendary symmetrical all-wheel drive has you covered through any weather. Right now, take home a new 2025 Subaru Outback and take advantage of great financing rates as low as 1.9%. Stop by today to pre-order the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester Hybrid, designed for tomorrow. Gateway Subaru, just minutes from the beaches in the heart of Delmarva. Higher standards.
The 9th Annual Ocean City Film Festival is March 6th through the 9th. Enjoy 100 independent films and party with the stars. Help us welcome 2 local award-winning filmmakers, John Chester and Erica Messer. They'll be on stage at the OC Performing Arts Center commentating on their film, The Biggest Little Fawn. Tickets start at just $20. Make it a weekend and stay at the beach starting at only $59 per night. Get your passes at OCMDFilmFestival.com.
Don't forget, this deal is too good to miss. Get $1 hot coffee, $2 iced coffee, and $3 Monster Energy drinks. Rewards members, redeem your bonus offers every day, as many times as you want, now through February 16th. Gotta have a Wawa.
Well, tomorrow is Valentine's Day, and you have the opportunity to give the ultimate gift, saving a life. The Blood Bank of Delmarva is holding a blood drive tomorrow at Camp Rehoboth. It goes from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And by the way, if you're having a rough week this week, don't worry, we got something to cheer you up. It's a weekly dose of local good news from Coast TV. We've got personal features, fun things to do every weekend, and more. And you can sign up for free at coasttv.com/signup.
Well, we're going to have a lot of cold weather for free, no charge whatsoever. We'll drop down to freezing as early as 3 o'clock, and we'll continue to tank from there because it's just going to feel like 20 degrees in the early morning hours. We're looking very clear at this present time, so we're not worried about precipitation at this point. But our umbrella giveaway winner, and this will be very handy for Saturday and Sunday particularly, Dave Berube of Millsboro. Congratulations, sponsored courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling. Now, we've updated our weather line for you. The number to call is 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a call away, sponsored by the law office of Brockstead, Mandalis, and Federico. Now, I want to take a little time to kind of talk to you about what's happening with your exclusive 10-day forecast. Friday's clear but cold. Saturday, the rain begins. Sunday is a yellow alert day, but we're going to go up to 60 degrees. Then we drop by 20, and then we stay cold till the snow arrives, and it may stick around because it's going to be so cold a few days before.
All right, Paul, more snow. Well, at least we know about it. Thanks to you for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11. For some more local news and local weather, you can download our Coast TV News app. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is up next. We'll see you back here tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.